How's it going, everyone? This is Gale Hall Gaming. Bit different video today than usual. We wanted to do D&D again Friday. We always record Friday night going into Saturday morning. Unfortunately, one of our friends was unable to show, so we weren't able to record D&D. So instead, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a peek behind the DM screen, as it were. I'm going to give you guys a video explaining the backstories of the various individuals we have going into this game. Of course, keeping some obfuscation in the case of Valkyrie, as well as, unfortunately, Tristan has not given me a backstory for his character yet, so that is also sort of a hold-up. We are going to have his backstory relatively soon, hopefully, so we will include that as a sort of introduction on one of my later videos. Regardless, though, I hope you guys enjoy the video. If you do, leave a like, comment, subscribe. If the story sounds interesting, of course, we always record D&D on Fridays. It will be uploaded every Sunday, 5 p.m. CST, so go check that out if you're interested. We've already recorded 4 episodes of Dragonheist, and when we finish Dragonheist, we are planning to go into a homebrew setting, so keep that in mind. This is mostly just like a test run to make sure that streaming a game is actually feasible, but yeah, let's keep an eye out. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy. Waterdeep is a city that many call home. Among them, worshippers of the various gods of the Sword Coast. One such disciple, Cyril, has been in service of the Stormlord for as long as he can remember. Left as an infant on the steps of the temple one stormy night, he was adopted into the church as an omen of the Stormlord himself, Talos. It appears his adoptive faith does approve of him, as wherever he goes wind trails in his wake, a small tempest to suit a servant of the storm. However, the scars of such a past do not leave easily, and Cyril's drinking habit has gotten him banned in most taverns in Waterdeep. He joins a story drowning his sorrows in one of the few taverns not to bar his entry, the Yawning Portal. Suffering can drive men mad, but there are those who find strength within it. Take, for instance, the hulking frame of the half-orc Zorad, an orphan left by his parents when they were unable to care for him. His size and race made him an easy target for the other children, and he was among the few who were never adopted. The cruelty of his fellow children and the injustice of his situation stoked a flame within him, and he quickly grew a reputation for responding to insults with his fists. Such a temperament was an asset when he enlisted as a soldier at 16, serving for 10 years before leaving to wander the Sword Coast for another 4. Eventually, he had decided to make his way to Waterdeep, in hopes of finding a new life, one free of the rage he's felt his entire life. A hero can come from any walk of life. Sorik was an average child in a farming village, far from the larger cities, and importantly, the safety of the City Watch. A random forest adventure turned into something far greater when he happened upon a hidden cave, deep within the woods. Within, he found a blade of brilliant emerald, scale patterns running along its length. It almost seemed to speak to him, pulling him toward it. It promised power, status, and fame in exchange for his service. Initially, he refused, being raised on similar tales of tragic figures brought low by temptation. However, when he came home to find his village being raided by goblins, he accepted the pact. The next 5 hours were a blur, and at the end of it all, he stood over the raiders, their bodies sizzling with sickly green flames. He was lauded as a hero, and, seeing his new power as a gift, he decided to help other villages however he could, saving them from the occasional goblin attack or assisting their farmhands by guarding the fields. Eventually, he was given a job at Phandalin to deliver a letter to Captain Staggett in Waterdeep, where he would become wrapped up in an even larger story. All sorts walk Waterdeep streets, from high nobles to lowly beggars. However, among them is an individual with no idea at all who she is. Valkyrie's mind is addled, unable to recall anything of her past. Whether she's a queen in hiding, a thief on the run, or someone who simply saw too much, she can't recall anything beyond the past few days. aside from the nightmares of eyes. She's been frequenting the yawning portal, partially because it seems so familiar, and partially to look for anyone who might recognize her. And, should the familiar face be hostile, she thinks her lucky stars that whatever took her memory, it didn't take her arcane talent. And there we go. You guys are now up to speed on everyone's backstories. You know where everyone's coming from coming into this story. Other than, of course, Lilac, because still waiting on Tristan. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, it's a lot different than what I normally upload, and it's going to be a lot shorter. So if you enjoyed it, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. Again, if you want to see this story play out, we're playing almost every Friday now, and the videos upload on Sundays, so keep an eye out for those, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Next week will either be a one-shot or just a standard video, just because Halloween I'm going to be spending it with my girlfriend. But beyond that, again, thank you all so much for watching this one. Have yourselves a good day.